Hello, my name is Jennifer Hunt. I'm a student at Tyler Junior College. My project consisted of measuring the biomass in the water surrounding coral reefs around Bonaire Island. Marine bacteria, which is a component of biomass, has been implicated in several coral diseases. Quantifying planktonic biomass may lead to contributions between coral health and the magnitude of planktonic biomass. The goal of our project was to measure planktonic biomass using two but complementary methods. Method 1 being water filtration followed by oven drying to obtain ash-free oven-dried biomass. Method 2 being direct measurements of total inorganic and organic carbon from unfiltered water samples using a commercial instrument and laboratory at A&B Labs in Houston, Texas. Our hypothesis was that both measurements would yield similar values, with method 1, oven drying, producing a larger experimental error. Water samples were collected at 5 different dive sites at 4 different depths. Each zip block of water was filtered through a glass microfiber disc, placed on an aluminum pan to be weighed, then placed on top of a Buchner funnel with a sidearm flask attached to a vacuum pump. After filtering, the 6-gallon aliquots of the filters were placed back into their pans. This combination was then placed into a moisture analyzer and heated to 102 degrees Celsius until constant mass was achieved. The residual material left on the filter disc was then taken as oven-dried biomass. Subsequently, the aluminum pan and glass fiber filter were then placed in a kiln and heated at 155 degrees Celsius for 4 hours. The mass of the residual material on the filter at this point was then taken as ash. When we subtract ash-free from oven-dried biomass, that gives us ash-free oven-dried biomass. The results are shown in Table 1. Both ash-free oven-dried biomass and the total measurements indicate there is no significant difference in planktonic biomass between the 5 different dive sites, and there is no significant difference in biomass at depths from surface to 60 foot. The ash-free oven-dried biomass measurements were on average 2.8 times greater than the total carbon measurements, but on the same order of magnitude as expected, the ash-free oven-dried biomass measurements had a higher variance than the total carbon measurements. Hence, the original hypothesis is confirmed. The ash-free oven-dried biomass measurements produced biomass results with elevated error. Periodic biomass measurements over several years are desired at Bonaire Island to determine if significant long-term changes occur in the water environment. We desired to obtain enough data to compare biomass measurements with the assessment of coral populations to find correlations between these two attributes in coral reef ecosystems. This research project was financially supported by the National Science Foundation, the Yarvo Foundation, Midland College, and Dr. Thomas E. Reddy. Thank you so much for your contributions.